Today, 27 October 2021. Tonight, we continue to explain dependent origination. How to practice dependent origination. In order to realize Nibbāna, we should understand the Four Noble Truths. The first Noble Truth is the Noble Truth of suffering, Dukkha Satya. In order to understand the Noble Truth of suffering, Dukkha Satya, we need to discern mentality and materiality. 5 aggregate. These 5 aggregate are called Dukkha Satya. So, previous Dhamma talk, we have already explained how to practice Rūpa meditation based by 4 elements, how to discern 6 to 42 part of the body, internally, externally. After that, we have already mentioned how to discern ultimate mentality, Nama meditation. Tonight we will continue to explain the second knowledge of Vipassana meditation, dependent origination, Paticca Samuppada. So before we start our Dhamma talk, let's pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. I will translate Namo Tassa Pali into Myanmar version. You can listen mindfully and respectfully. Arahato Dathangaya Kilesa Yandu Doma Kendo Mudabha Vitado. Arahato Dathangaya Kilesa Yandu Dogo Andomu Nandomu Dandomu Dabha Vitado. Arahato Lumin Namin Vyamamendu I Ludam Vaya Pyasi Libya Nendagwa Ayude Bujan Alimya Bujan Miwajan Sikachan Ango Ata Bujan Lugo Kandomu Dabha Vitado. Arahato Sequaya Ayanai Ko Muya No Muya Simuya Dupjan Makamu Mandamya Go Budo Mamu Dabha Vitado Yodo Mamu Dabha Vitado Chansiro Mamu Dabha Vitado Bhagavato Isariya Dhamma Yasa Siri Kama Vyeda Myindwen Bhono Chaulene Byezondo Mu Dabha Vitado Sama Sambuddhassa. Dukkha Satya Samudaya Satya Mega Satya Nirodha Satya Husvado Desa Liba Dugo Buddha Danda Len Tu Tuen Yue Dimyendo Mudabha Vitado Dasa Dandi Sasa Logarandali Mundai Wile Mayue Mayan Jausa Daingedu Kain Kando Dadi Gonili Piezondo Mudabha Vitado Do Bono Jabada Ken Davinu Myaswa Pia Amaga Diaho Bogo Diana Bogo Pija Gondo Yona Napyanga Kanda Go Tunga Dambo Ajanudua Namo Diaho Diana Biang Kwa Yue and the again holo do dear domia e arahada bhubao abiso do yauba zejen junga hono nalong doma pyong pyo mangolio yue Royo ju laso mo yue sheko mansho ado jendi atu bawadu sense madwe pyamba zedadi nyaswa payam sandu sandu sandu. So we have already mentioned about samatha meditation. Now we continue to explain vipassana meditation. Development of concentration, development of wisdom knowledges. For samatha, there are 40 samatha meditation. In vipassana, there are 2 meditation subjects. Nama meditation, Rūpa meditation. At the beginning of vipassana meditation, firstly, we need to understand how to discern mentality, materiality, and their causes, because these two are the object of vipassana meditation. After understanding theory and practically these mentality, materiality, and their causes, you can contemplate 3 characteristics: impermanence nature, suffering natures, non-self natures of mentality, materiality, and their causes. If your vipassana knowledge become mature, you may attain, you may realize Nibbāna. So tonight, the second knowledge of vipassana meditation, dependent origination, to understand clearly, and we use the PowerPoint. When you start to practice vipassana meditation, at the beginning, you start to discern 4 elements. After that, Nama, Rūpa, Paticcheda Jnana, mentality, materiality, definition, knowledge. After that, now, tonight explanation is Pichaya Parikaha Jnana, cause, apprehending, knowledge. In previous talk, we discussed how to discern mentality, materiality, nama, rupa. If you are able to discern mentality and materiality in the way then described, you will also be able to discern their causes. This means discerning dependent origination, paticca. Dependent origination is about how cause and effect operate over the 3 periods of past, present, and futures. The Buddha has reminded Ananda that we have to undergo a round of rebirth, life after life, because they do not understand properly and penetratively the causal relations of dependent origination. Also in Visuddhimagga and Abhidhamma commentary, it is clearly stated that there is no one, even in a dream, who has emancipated from the realm of misery without the ability to break through the paticca causal relations of the samsara, matching with his wisdom source, which has been sharpened on the sacred whetstone of concentration. Thus, the causal relations of paticca must be discerned and verified by insight wisdom to clarify all doubts and straighten all wrong views. How can one know the past mental and material phenomena which have already dissolved and the future phenomena which do not come into existence yet? Well, the abilities of the concentrated mind is marvelous. We have learned about Ssati Vijnana, which can remember thousands of one's past lives, and Sanyana, which can know one's future existence. In the case of insight meditation, vipassana, we need not go to the Vijnana stage, and we have no Vijnana, the power of which we could make use of. But if we have the right concentration and the knowledge to characterize the mental and material phenomena, both internally in oneself and externally in others, then we can trace the streams of arising and dissolving of mentality and materiality backwards to past life. This method is mentioned in Samyutta Nikaya, Khijaniya Sutta. You can see in Khijaniya Sutta. And it is being practiced in Pa-Auk Forest Meditation Center. The meditator who has defined materialities and mentality both internally in himself and externally in others must further descend the cause that give rise to mentality and materiality. Otherwise, doubt and wrong views may arise in him. He may then that and powerful God create them, or there are no causes which produce them. Now there still exists 5 kinds of doubts about the past. Was I in the past? Was I not in the past? What was I in the past? How was I in the past? Having been, what was I in the past? Also, there exists 5 kinds of doubt about the future. Shall I be in the future? Shall I not be in the future? What shall I be in the future? How shall I be in the future? Having been what? What shall I be in the future? Again, there exists 6 kinds of doubt about the presence. Am I? Am I not? What am I? How am I? From what existence comes this existence? What existence will follow the present existence? These 60 kinds of doubts can be discarded only when the meditator can penetratively discern the causal relations of dependent origination, paticca samuppada. The Buddha taught 4 methods to discern dependent origination according to the characteristic of his listener. And there is a 5th method taught by the Venerable Sariputta, recorded in the Brisamhita Megha. It would take some time to explain the many methods in details. So we shall look at only the 2 methods. We at the Pa-Auk monastery teach most often to yogis. They were what we call the Venerable Sariputta's 5th method, and then what we call the 1st method taught by the Buddha in the Mahanirana Sutta of Digha Nikaya and the Nidana Vagga of Sanyutta Nikaya. Both methods involve discerning the five aggregate Panchakhanda, of the present, of the past, and of the future. Discerning which of them is cause and which is effect. When you can do this, you can also learn how to discern dependent origination in the other way taught in the Sutta and commentaries. The fifth method, dependent origination, Paticca. Dependent origination, Paticca, consists of 12 factors. They can be said to comprise 3 round water, 2 rounds of 5 causes, and 1 round of 5 results. Kilesa water, Kama water, Vipaka water. So 3 rounds water. Firstly, Kilesa water, defilements wrong, which are ignorant, Dana craving, Upadana clinging. Kama, the Kama wrong, Sankhara, volitional formation, Kama bhava, Kama process, existence. Vipaka vata, the result wrong. Result wrong means Vijnana, consciousness, Namarupa, mentality, materiality, Salayana, 6 sense spaces, Phasa, contact, Vedana, feeling. The defilements wrong is the cause for the karma wrong, which is the cause for the results wrong, which is, in other words, birth, aging, and death. 11 and 12 factors. In the morning chanting, you may chant Veja Bachaya Sankhara, Sankhara Bachaya Vijnana. There is a Paticca Samuppada, Anuloma and Patiloma. The discernment of dependent origination involves seeing this sequence of wrongs and start with discernment of past. How to discern your past? To discern the past lives, you begin by making an offering of either candles, flowers, or incense at the pagoda or to the Buddha image. You should make a wish for the rebirth. You desire, for example, to become a monk, nun, man, woman, or devas. Afterwards, you should go to sit in the meditation and enter the 4th Ānāpāna or Vaikasina jhana, until the light is bright, brilliance and radiance. After that, discern internal and external mentality, materiality, nama, rūpa, again and again. This is necessary because if you cannot discern external mentality, materiality, you will have great difficulty discerning past mentality, materiality. That is because the discernment of past mentality, materiality is similar to the discernment of external mentality, materiality. All meditation are related to each other. I have already mentioned in previous Dhamma talk. So in order to understand dependent origination, we need to understand firstly mentality, materiality. To understand by our own direct knowledge, mentality, materiality, we need to develop concentration, sila, samadhi, panya. These 3-4 training are related to each other. Because of this, when you start to practice dependent origination, paticca samuppada, you need to discern mentality, materiality, internally and externally, again and again. Then you should discern the mentality, materiality that occurs when you made the offering at the pagoda or Buddha image, as if they were external objects. When doing this, an image of yourself at the time of offering will appear. You should discern the 4 elements in that image. So when you discern yourself internally also, when you discern your eye to ear to nose to tongue to previous Dhamma I've already mentioned, you may not see your eye, your ear, your nose, your tongue, your body. You may see only small particle kalapa. So translucent kalapa, non-translucent kalapa, you need to discern 4 elements by this way. So one image break into Rupa kalapa, discern all the different types of materiality or sistu, especially the 63 types of materiality or the heartbeats. In the Rupa meditation, I've already mentioned, when you discern your endo, you may see small particle kalapa. Some materiality are related with the karma-born materiality, mind-born materiality, temperature-born materiality, nutriment-born materiality. Altogether, endo 63 types of materiality, ear-do, nose-do, tongue-do, mind-do, all are 63 types of materiality. So now when you start to discern in present, to understand this dependent origination, you need to discern. When you see the image, you need to discern in the heartbeats. 63 types of materiality you can analyze. You will then be able to discern Bhuanga consciousness and the many mental process that arise in between. Because you already understand how to discern Nama meditation. In this case also, you may easily to discern internally, after that, externally, in the mind. You should look among those many mental processes, catching backwards and forwards, until you find the defilements wrong. Kilesa Vata, mental process with 20 mental formation in each impulsion consciousness movement. And Kamarong, Kamawada, mental process, Mano Dwara Viti. Previous Dhamma talk, we have already explained how to discern mental process. With 34 mental formation, includes wisdom, knowledge, and joint pity. They are altogether 34 mental formation in each impulsion consciousness movement for wholesome kusala. Kilesa Vata 20 mental formation means because of you defilements wrong. In the impulsion, there are 20 mental formation. Lobha, Daithi group. For the unwholesome, there are 3 groups: Lobha group, Dosa group, Moha group. Greedy, hatred, and delusion. So now the wholesome mental process, there are 34 mental formation in each impulsion consciousness. Mental devouring consciousness impulsion. In this impulsion consciousness, there are 34 mental formation. In the Nama meditation, if you understand clearly, now also you may easily do discern. Let us illustrate with a particular example the cause of making an offering of candles, flowers, or incense to the Buddha image, and making a wish to be reborn as a monk. In this case, ignorance is to deludedly thinking that a monk truly exists. Craving is the desire and longing for life as a monk. And clinging, ignorant, craving, clinging, that's the Kilesa Vata, is the attachment to life as a monk. These 3, ignorance, craving, and clinging, are all found in the consciousness that make the defilements wrong, Kilesa Vata. If you had instead made a wish to be reborn as a woman, then ignorance will be to deludedly think that a woman truly exists. Tana craving will be the desire and longing for life as a woman. And clinging, upadana, will be the attachment to life as a woman. In the example, volition of formation, sankhara, are the wholesome volition, kusala chetana, of the offering, and the karma is their karmic potency. Both are found in the consciousness that make up the karma raw, karma water of dependent origination. When you are thus able to discern mentality material or defilements raw, kilesa water, and karma raw, karma water of the recent past, that's called present past, present past, to understand how to discern dependent origination, that's our recently past. So you should go back to the more distant past, to sometimes previous to the offering, and in the same way, discern the materiality. Then go back a little further again and repeat the process. In this way, you discern mentality, materials of 1 day ago, 1 week ago, 1 month ago, 1 year ago, 2 years, 3 years ago, and so on. Eventually, you will be able to discern right back to the mentality material of the rebirth linking consciousness, Patichandi Chaita, that arose at the conceptions of your present life. When looking for the cause of conception, you go back even further and see either the mentality material of time near death in your previous life, or the objects of the near death impulsion consciousness, marana, sana, javana, chitta. So before the death moment, everybody depends their wholesome and unwholesome. There are 3 possible objects for the near death impulsion consciousness appear. Number 1, karma. Karma means the mental formations of karma you perform earlier in this life or a previous life. For example, you may recollect the hatred associated with the slaughtering animals, happiness associated with offering food to the monk bhikkhu, or tranquility associated with meditation. This is called karma. Karma sign, karma nimitta. Karma nimitta means an image associated with the karma you performed earlier in this life or previous lives. A bacha may see a bacha's knife or hear the screams of animals about to be slaughtered. A doctor may see patients. Devotees of the traditions may see a bhikkhus, a pagoda, a Buddha image, flowers, and objects offered. And a meditator may see the Pratibhaga nimitta of his meditation subjects. This is called Dhamma nimitta. Another nimitta is called Gati nimitta, destination sign. Destination sign means a vision of your destination, where you are about to be reborn. For rebirth in hell, you may see fire. For a human, your future mother's wombs, usually like a red carpet. For an animal's rebirth, forest or fish. For a deva rebirth, deva mansions. This is called Gati nimitta, destination sign. The object appears because of the karmic potency that produce the rebirth linking consciousness, Patichandi Chaita. When you discern these, you will be able to discern also the evolutionary formation and karma that produce the resultant vipaka aggregates of these lives. And the preceding ignorance, craving and clinging. And you will discern also other mental formations of that come around and defilements wrongs. Examples. What a female yogi discerned. To make this clear, let us give an example of what one yogi was able to discern. When she discerned the mentality materiality at the time near death, she saw the karma of a woman offering fruit to the Buddhist monk. Then, beginning with the 4 elements, she examined further the mentality materiality of that woman. She found that the woman was very poor and an educated villager who had reflected on her stage of suffering and had made an offering to the monk with a wish for lives as an educated woman in a large town, maybe like the Singapore. They made reborn, sister feeling, to be reborn in the Singapore, to be educated woman. So in this case, deludedly thinking that an educated woman in the large town truly exists is ignorance. That's called avijja. Tanha craving, the desire and longing for lives as an educated woman is craving, tanha, upadana, clinging. The attachments, the life as an educated woman is clinging, upadana. The wholesome acts of offering fruit to the Buddhist monk is volitional formation, sankhara. And the karma is their karma's potency. In this life, the yogi is an educated woman in a large town in Myanmar. She was able, with right view, to discern directly on the karmic potency of offering fruit in her past life, produce the resultant five aggregate of these lives. The ability to discern cause and effects in this way is called the cause apprehending knowledge, vichaya, parigaha, jnana. You can see avijja, tanha, upadana, kilesa, vata, defilements wrong, sankhara, karma. That's a karma formation. Avijja, tanha, upadana. So, cause of avijja, nama rupa. Tanha, nama rupa. Cause of upadana, there arise nama rupa. Sankhara, that's a cause to reborn inside the mother womb, nama and rupa. The karma force cause to become nama and rupa. That's a riba linking consciousness, mentality, materiality, and siddha inside the mother wombs. After that, become educated woman. You can see here in these charts, consciousness moment, chiktakana, object aramana, consciousness chikta. Consciousness moment means final consciousness of near-death process, rana sanda viti. Before that moment, karma sign, destination sign. Consciousness chikta, 7 impulsions, first impulsion before that moment. After that, chuti. So the chuti chitta, that consciousness. After that, here rebirth. That's called pati samti, rebirth linking consciousness. After that, bhovenga chitta. So if we see cause and effect in the samsara, You may say human being, Deva be Brahma. Actually, if we discern cause and effect, dependent origination, they only have cause and effect. Past life, because of the cause, in present, 5 aggregate arise. So because of present causes, past life, 5 aggregate arise. Before attain Nibbāna, before attain Arahanta, by this way need to reborn in the samsara again and again. In the past life also, we have to reborn by this way. Cause and effect. If you understand this dependent origination, if you discern in the samsara, they only have cause and effect. Cause and effect. By this way, need to understand. So one consciousness. In this chart, you can see one consciousness plus one consciousness moment. Chitta Khana. With 3 stages. Upadana, arising, Titi, standing, Bhanga, dissolution. Arising, standing, dissolution. In one consciousness, last one consciousness moment. Chitta Khana with 3 stages by this way. Connection follows affect procedures according to the nature's law of consciousness. Chitta Niyama. So the mind cannot arise alone. We have already mentioned in the Namakammatthana, associated with the mental factors. So now you see final mental process in one life. The objects or the final mental process is one of 3 karma. Karma sign or destination sign explained above. These objects serve as the objects of next life. Process spreaded consciousness, viti moda. In the next lives, they arise independent of sense to process. They are the first consciousness of the next lives. Paticcaniseta, the Rūpa linking consciousness. Second, Bhanga Chitta, the next life continue consciousness. Chuti Chitta, the last consciousness of the next life. The deceit consciousness. The deceit consciousness of one life take always that same life, karma sign or destination sign as objects. These 3 objects are same. The final mental process of a life has always only 5 impulsions. Their evolution does not alone produce the rebirth linking consciousness, but functions as a bridge to cross into the new lives. They may be followed by registration consciousness, and there may arise also life continue consciousness before decease consciousness. They may arise for a shorter or longer time, even up to days or weeks. With the cessation of the deceit consciousness, the life faculties is cut off, and there remain only a cross, dead materialities. That is, at the time when we die, the condition will be this way. So if you learn a bit more, this explanation may be more clear. But you can read again and again. When you practice, you may understand more clearer. First mental process in one life. Immediately after the rebirth, linking consciousness, the first consciousness of life follows 16 life, continue consciousness with the same objects. And then always a mind-do process, which has the new aggregate as objects. This is the chart. Death and rebirth. This is the fifth method. How to discern more past life? When you are able to discern your immediate past life in this way and are able to see the five cause in the past life, ignorance, vijja, craving, tana, clinging, upadana, volitional formation, and karma. And there are five results in the present life: rebirth, linking consciousness, Parichani Siddha, Mentality, Materiality, the system based, Sala Yadana, contact, Phasa, and feeling, Vedana. You need in the same way to discern progressively back to the second, third, fourth, and as many lives pass as you can. So you discern a past or future life. In the Brahman realms, you will see only three sense base: eye base, ear base, and heart base. In contrast to the system base that you see in the humans and Deva realms. How to discern your future? Once the power of this Vipassana knowledge has been developed by discerning the cause and effect through past life, you can in the same way discern the cause and effect in future lives. The future you will see and which may stay changed is the result of both past and present cause, one of which is the meditation you are doing. To discern the future, you begin by discerning the present, mentality, materiality, and then look into the future until the times of death in these lives. Then either the karma sign or rebirth sign will appear. Because of the potencies of particular karma you perform in these lives, you will then be able to discern the rebirth, linking, mentality, materiality, patisandhi, nama, rūpa, that will be produced in the future lives. You must discern as many live into the future as it takes till ignorance ceases without remainder. This happened with the attainments of Arahant path, Arahata Mega. That is your own attainments of Arahantships. You should then continue discerning into the future until you see that the five aggregates, mentality, materiality cease without remainder. That is at the end of Arahant life as your own Nibbāna. So in the Prechāsamubhāda, Patiloma, in the morning chanting, we are recite Vijja Nirodha, Sankhara Nirodha. Sankhara Nirodha, Vijnana Nirodha. Vijnana Nirodha, Nama Rūpa Nirodha. This one. This one is Paticcasamuppada Patiloma. Descending in this way, the five aggregate of the past, present, and futures, and also discerning their causal relations, is what we call the fifth method, taught by Venerable Sariputta. Have we complete it? You can now learn what we call the first method, the one taught by the Buddha. The first method of discerning Nibbāna origination, Prechāsamuppada, goes over 3 lives and in forward order. It begins with the cause in the past life, that is ignorant and volitional formation. They cause the result in the present lives, result and consciousness, beginning with the rebirth linking consciousness. Mentality, Materiality. The six sense space. Salayana, contact, phasa, feeling vedana. They are then caused in this life. Craving, clinging. Craving means tana, clinging means upadana. And bhava, existence. Upadana pitya bhava. Tana pitya upadana. Upadana pitya bhava. This Pali. Vijja pitya sankhara. Sankhara bachaya vijnana. Vijnana pitya nama rūpa. Mentality, Materiality. Nama rūpa pitya salayana. Six base. Salayana pitya phaso, contact. Phasa pitya vedana, feeling. Vedana pitya tana, craving. Tana pitya upadana, clinging. Upadana pitya bhava, existence. Bhava pitya Ssati. So because of existence, which caused the results of birth, age, and death. Jati pitya jara, marana. Jara is agent. Marana is death. Soka prideva, sorrow, limitation. All forms of suffering in the future lives. You have to try to find ignorance, craving, and clinging in the defilements wrong. See how it caused the karma wrong, and how the coming potencies of the karma wrong in turn cause the five aggregate at conception and in the cause of existence. So the fifth method and the first method are related. If you are already skillful to discern the fifth method, the first method also becomes very easy because you already know what's the cause and what's the effects. Because of this, you have to try to find ignorant, craving, and clinging in the defilements wrong. See how it caused the karma wrong, and how the karma is producing all the karma wrong, in turn cause the five aggregate at conceptions, and in the cause of existence. That concludes our brief explanation of how to discern dependent origination according to the fifth and first method. There are many more details that you can learn by practicing with a proper teachers. When you have fully discerned the causal relationships between mentality, materiality, or the past, present, and future, you have completed the second vipassana knowledge, the cause apprehension knowledge, paticca, vichaya, parigaha, jnana. You can see here, ignorant avijja. That's the beginning of our existence. Vijja, vichaya, sankhara, formation. Because of formation, consciousness, vijnana. Because of consciousness, vijnana, vichaya, nama, rūpa. Mentality, Materiality. Nama, rūpa, vichaya, salayana. Six base. I'm base, ear base, nose base, tongue base, body base, mind base. Six base, six two. That's called salayana. Salayana pichya phaso, contact. Phasa pichya vena, feeling. Vena pichya tana, craving. Tana pichya upadana, clinging. Vana pichya bhava, existence. Bhava pichya jati, birth, age, and death. Soka prideva dukkha domanassa. These are research. By this way, we need to discern three lives: past, present, future. In the past three lives, past, present, future. If you discern the two past lives, this present will be future or the past life. Past, present, future. If you discern three lives with the second past life, present is that's a present life, future. By this way, cause and effects. So for the Arahanta, because of and destroying the ignorance, although they accumulate karma formation. These karma formation cannot associate with the craving and clinging. Because of these, for the Arhanta, they may not reborn again. Vijja Nirodha, you can see a cross. Vijja Nirodha, Sankhara Nirodha. Sankhara Nirodha, consciousness, Vijnana Nirodha. Vijnana Nirodha, Nama Rūpa Nirodha. Nama Rūpa Nirodha, Salayana, 6 base are seat. Salayana Nirodha, Phassa Nirodha, contact seat. Because of contact seat, no feeling. Because of no feeling, no craving, clinging, existence. Because of no existence, they no need to born, no need to old, no need to die. By this way, need to discern first method, dependent origination. So a stream winner is a noble person who has eliminated 2 defilements, Daithi and Vicikiccha. They can remove 2 defilements, Daithi and Vicikiccha, completely. He will never be reborn in the woeful abode, woeful realms, and is destined to enter Nibbāna in due course. So when you contemplate Vipassana, after discerning mentality, meditation, their causes, your Vipassana knowledge will be make sure you may attain firstly Sotapanna fruitions. When you attain Sotapanna fruition, at least you have to reborn in the Samsara 7 lives only. So Sakadagami, 1 life. Anagami, they may not reborn in the human range, Deva range. Okay. After that, they may reborn Pranibana. They may attain Pranibana. For Arahanta, they may never reborn. So although they accumulate wholesome karma, these wholesome karma may not be associated with the craving and clinging because of removed by the Arahanta Mecca. So although the Buddha accumulate many wholesome karma in this life, these karma cannot produce to reborn in the future because of the karma cannot associate with the craving and clinging. For the ordinary person, or the Sotapanna Sakadagami, so they cannot remove the defilements totally. They still have to reborn for Sotapanna at least 7 lives because they already can remove Daithi Vicikiccha completely. Daithi wrong view, Vicikiccha doubt. So because of they can remove this, they may never reborn in the woeful realms. Now the meditator who has attained Namarupa Pariccheda Jnana and Paticca Samuppada, this Nibbāna origination, has temporarily eliminated Daithi and Vicikiccha, as described above. So he resembles, he is similar to a stream winner, but he is not a stream winner yet. He is called a Chula Sotapanna, meaning a junior stream winner. He will not be reborn in the woeful abode in his sequence lives. Because of this dependent origination also very important to discern before you contemplate Vipassana meditation. Where we practice according to the Buddha teachings, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality, concentration, wisdom, knowledge, step by step, until to realize Nibbāna very soon.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante. So, Bhante, can we ask questions
Okay.
Now? Okay, Bhante. If anyone have any question, can you on your mic and ask Bhante directly, or you can tap on the chat screen. Anyone have any questions? Maybe before that, Bhante, I ask a question. Bhante, you mentioned about discerning future lives, and we have heard cases like people discern their future life and saw saw their last life was will be a arahanta. Will every yogis see that? You know what I mean, Bhante?
So when you discern the future lives, you need to discern the cause and effect.
Yes.
Cause and effect means, so from this life you discern materiality before that moment, whether this karma sign destination stay here or not. So, so this appear, this surely will cause in the future lives. By this way, you need to discern until this how to say this
last future life.
The last futures, yeah.
So
some that depend they are how to say.
So every yogis who are practicing Paticca Samuppada will see their last life as an arahanta. Is it like that, Bhante? Everyone?
Yeah. Need to find until they cannot see the cause and effect like that in future.
Okay.
But some are maybe 3, 4 life or 6 life or like that, depend they are discerning. These future are so depend the condition can be changing. For example, like the Ajata Satu. Okay. Actually, he also Pichima Bhavika. Surely he have to attain Sotapana. But because of associated with the Devadatta, his karma is changing. Actually, if he attains Sotapana, he have to reborn in the future at least 7 lives. Okay. But now because of he commit Hosan, he have to reborn in the Apaya, Bufu realms. But in future, he may become Pichika Buddha. Devadatta also same. Actually, he already attained the second power. He also had the parami. Although have parami, how to say, because of very greedy. He want to be Buddha. So this defilement is very, very dangerous. Now we need to learn the Dhamma not only to attain Nibbāna. So this defilement is very dangerous. The most dangerous enemies. Most of the people, they thought that the enemy are outside only.
Yes.
Actually, the most dangerous enemy are inside our mind. Defilements. Okay. Because of these defilements, now the clinging and the craving, these can cause many life in future. We need to delete this one. Not to have attachment in our lives. Because of this, in present, if you discern Nama Rūpa, you may not have a lot of attachment to your lives. By this way also you can reduce your craving and clinging. In past life, because we are not understand the Four Noble Truth, maybe we have to reborn again and again. Because of this, Buddha mentioned in the Bali, Natamagoyam Bhikkhve Sansaro. Our past existence is very, very long. Even with the Buddha knowledge, he cannot see the beginning point of the existence of all beings. So extremely very long and past. For future, how? The future existence is already evidence or not. So for Buddha said, Digo Balana Sansaro, for the foolish, for the Bala person, the future existence may stay long. Who are the Bala? Who are fools? Who mean the person who not know the noble truth or suffering, who are not know the noble truth or original suffering. So now, if we want to make our future shorter, if we want to make the suffering shorter, we need to learn the Buddha teaching, the Four Noble Truth. Now you already learn the by theory way. Later you can practice practically. At the time, because of this knowledge, now you see, even you only understand Nama Rūpa Picca Brika, you already become Sula Sotapana.
Okay, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante. Some questions on the screen. The first one, if a yogi reaches a Brahma realm upon passing on, does one still falls back into human or Deva realms for future passing on? And why is it so? If a person is reborn in a Brahma realm, I think what the question meant. So, but after that, will this person fall back to human or deva realms in future, and why?
Some can be reborn in the Kama Vachra realm, can be deva or human also. Can be reborn in the deva or human.
After the Brahma realms, after the as a Brahma life.
Stay,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. The question also asked, why is it so?
Why is it so means because depend they are ignorant and craving. So in the Brahma realm, it still can continue the jhana until before that moment, and then he can stay the Brahma lives. Okay, that's a depend the people desire. Some they wish to be human, some they wish to be deva, some they wish to be Brahma. Some are still they are justifying their lives. For example, some people still want to be human. For the person, if they accumulate wholesome karma, wishing to be human, surely can be reborn in a human. Depend their desire.
Okay, so if you make a wish not to come back, most likely you will remain
so
at
like the somebody like this. So you see, when the Buddha attained the Buddhahood under the Bodhi trees. So some deva, you see, from the deva life, they attain Ānāpāna, Sagatagami, Nagami. The same way, some Brahma also. And this way, when the Buddha started to teach the first Sama Sutta, many deva and Brahmin, they attain Ānāpāna, Sagatagami, Anagami, around fusion. You see? So if you can practice by this way, you don't need to come bala.
Yes,
some like the Visakha, they like to reborn in the deva realms. Because they don't want to come by the human lives. That's a depend the desire, depend their choice. Understand?
Yes.
So even human world, you see, some people want to become merchants. They already boring their merchant. They want to become another means.
Yes.
That way.
Bante, I heard from another Bante is that during Buddha preached the first sermon, only one human attained Sotapanna, but there are a lot of devas and Brahma attain their path and fruition. Is that correct?
80 koti.
80 koti. So the chances is higher, Bante, I think.
So true, yeah, because if we compare human and deva, the conditions are very different.
Yes.
You see, you can see Singaporean, even to get the 1 week holiday, not easily to practice meditation continuously.
Yes, Bante. Yeah.
In deva, they no need to do anything.
Yes.
They can eat. They can eat for the building. They no need to worry their debt.
Yes.
They can get their dwelling, the clothes, no need to go shopping mall, no need to go market to cook, no need to find the money to find the food. Is it true or not? For the Brahma life, more easy. Brahma life, even they no need to eat. PT is their food. Understand? They only practice meditation if they like.
Yes, Bante. So we shall make a wish. Okay, another question, Bante. Dear Bante, is it always true that the bala, fools, will always outnumber the wise in all our existence?
Sorry, what? The fool? What?
The number of a foolish person.
Yeah.
The
true,
bala, is it always more than the wise one in all our lives, in all our existence? Is it true?
Should be, because you see, the bala, there are two ways. Not only not know the Four Noble Truths, some are even they don't know what's the good and what is the bad. And they not, although they know the good, they not do good action, bodily and bhava, good action. Okay, they do the bad action. That's also fools. That's also called bala. So because of the in the samsara to understand the Four Noble Truths, only Buddha appear, only we can understand this knowledge. Okay, most of the life you see, even the Buddha, or Buddha Gautama, he only met 28 Buddha only in the within 4 AU 100,000 world cycle periods. You see, for the normal person, you see how many lives they can meet the Buddha. Now we are very lucky. Very lucky. Buddha Sasana still remain. The Buddha teachings are so true. The Buddha Dhamma still exists. So the teacher who can teach that Four Noble Truths, like the Venerable Paul Ssati, still exists a lot. So we are very, very lucky. We have the good chance. Because of this, we should not miss this chance to understand the Four Noble Truths, to realize Nibbāna. Only we need to take the time. Only we need to practice diligently. That's only important. So we can say the parami are already have. Because of the parami, now you can meet the Buddha Sasana. You are interested in the Buddha teachings to practice. Already have the parami. Only you need to take the time. We should not miss this chance.
Okay, Bante. Thank you, Bante, for encouragement. Yes. Another question, Bante. Dear Bante, if a female yogi attain arahatship, does she needs to ordain as Siale or Bhikkhuni to support her life, her living? I think it's
So
to support her life.
According the Buddha dispensation, so must be ordained as a bhikkhu or bhikkhuni. Now in this life, bhikkhuni are and then no more already. No more already. So maybe Siale life is and then not included in the bhikkhuni and then only 10%. No problem if you already attain the arahanta, that's already enough.
So in that case, if a Siale attain arahantship, or a lay person attain arahantship, so the life cannot be supported by her.
Only and then Siale and then not include. Siale is what we can include. Samnera. But in the Buddha time, Samnera also contain like the Sivali. Revada, they are Samnera. And then Siale also, they also the tripigen.
Yes.
I need to check about this.
Yes.
Okay. If Samnera can stay at the Randa, maybe Siale also should be at there. But exactly, I need to check it.
Yes, okay, Bante. Another question, good day, Bante. Is there a stage in meditation whereby a yogi can attain so that his unwholesome karma cannot arise near death moment? Is there a way for a yogi to attain so that his unwholesome karma will not arise during the near death moment?
Yeah, to do. So that's very important because I always encourage the devotee and meditator. Now we are practice meditation, we accumulate wholesome karma. Like we are preparing for the death moment. In the whole life, the death moment is very important. Like the student, you see, before examination time, that's very important. If you want to get the higher level, most of Singaporeans want to enter the polytechnic. Is that true? Because they have more chance to get a good job or like that. So they need to study very hard. So examination is the decision of their chance. In the same way, within one life, before the death moment is very, very important. To be good result for the death moment, we need to start to prepare in present. Why? Before that moment, our consciousness already very, very weak. The knowledge also already very weak. What will happen, we don't know. Because of this, to be stronger, the karma, good karma, we need to start to prepare in present. Because always not only the meditation, you can do the dana, sila, at least when you are walking, standing, any kosan kusala object, you can discern. For example, not only in sitting time, when you are walking, when you are going, when you are traveling, you need to pay attention some kosan kusala karma. So to be habit. If you train by this way, before that moment also you can pay attention very easily. For example, now most of the listener they join every Wednesday in this Dhamma talk. I understand that. So to listen this Dhamma talk, they need to pay attention since 7 days ago. Okay, next week we have to listen to the Dhamma talk. We need to learn the Dhamma by this way. So you already pay attention that already wholesome mind arise. Now you are listening to Dhamma talk only maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes. But since last week you already start to pay attention, that already wholesome mind arise. In the same way, in our daily, we need to accumulate wholesome karma regularly, although little or much. At least most of the yogi in Pa-Auk, when they practice Nibbāna origination, most of the yogi, they can discern, like they offer the light, they offer the water to the Buddha, they offer the flower, they offer the food to the Bhikkhu Sangha. Most of the number of yogi, they can discern this. Why? These Usan karma are quite easily to accumulate. For example, for the Bhikkhu Sangha to offer, maybe you need to go monastery or temple, or maybe difficult for Singaporean. But for the Myanmar people, they have a good chance. Huh? So many bhikkhus, Samira, they come to paint butter in their house. Huh? Like the Mandalay, like the Yangon, a lot of bhikkhu, huh? They are working in front of their whole house for peanut butter. So they just go outside, they can do the food dana every day to the Bhikkhu Sangha. But for Singaporean people, may not very easy to go temple every day. But in your home have the Buddha image. Okay, you can offer the food, the light, the candle, the water, everything you can do. This regularly wholesome karma, that's called Achinaka karma. This Achinaka karma is very powerful. Although you do one day, one time, you need to pay attention for this accumulative wholesome karma. Some people, okay, may practice meditation. Okay, today what time I will practice meditation? I will go to the PMC center, for example. If they already pay attention, the whole day they have to pay attention to go there. That already wholesome mind arise. So day by day, their wholesome kusala become stronger and stronger. The power is become stronger and stronger. So when they are working, standing, calling Nibbāna, so that they pay attention wholesome kusala object. For example, they discern the Buddha recollection, Buddha quality, ideally around, or Buddha Saranangicam, or Buddha. Or when they are driving, when they are traveling, they pay attention to the loving kindness object. You'll be happy. Maybe happy. Any object, if you train by this way, so that's a very easily for those persons. Before that moment, they can pay attention. Kusala kusala marriage, that's a very easily. If you are not training by this way, before that moment only, if you want to try, that's a very hard to do. Because before that moment, what will happen, we don't know. Suddenly we will die. So if you not prepare early, so to pay attention, kusala kusala, that's very difficult. I want to explain you one Mahathera, his experience. His Mahathera, he was very seriously have to go to the hospital. He have to stay in the ICU. So we go to chant the Parita. Cannot hear, but can hear or no, we don't know. He no respond. About maybe 7 days or 10 days like that. But fortunately, later he can recover from his deceit. At the time, I asked this Mahathera, said, "Oh, when you are in hospital, when you unconscious, at the time, which object did you pay attention? Don't hear our song or no?" He said that at the time he keep his mind in the Buddha qualities. Because Moses, he used to practice the Buddha Nusri and that. So in that moment, actually he can die also, we don't know. He said that I always keep my mind in this Buddha Nusri in this way. He not pay attention to other object. He only pay attention to the Buddha quality, the wholesome kusala object. By this way, any wholesome kusala marriage, what are you more satisfying, which are more easily to do. So you can do when you are working, when you are standing, when you are traveling. If you do by this way, this karma is very helpful for you to reborn in the good range. This karma object may be easily to discern before you are that moment. But if you already attain the jhana concentration, you need to keep your jhana object. For example, if you always practice Ānāpāna, you always keep your Ānāpāna object. Okay. If you try by this way, so you may be very easily to pay attention to this wholesome kusala object, although before that moment.
Thank you, Bhante. Very encouraging words. Okay, Bhante, next question. Dear Bhante, all this discerning's purpose is to see cause and effect till enlightenment knowledge arise. Can Bhante please explain at which state of the Paticca is it possible to cut off or disrupt the round of defilements?
These are known. We need to understand that these two methods, actually these two methods are very helpful. So for example, Vijja Nirodha, Sankhara Nirodha. We need to discern. That's when you discern the fifth method also, you already understand. So because of Vijja, ignorance, craving, tana, clinging, upadana. So these are associated with the karma formation and future existence will arise. So when you discern by this way, in future also you can discern until you cannot see this karma sign, destination sign. If not appear, this future existence also may not arise. So by this way, you need to discern that generally. That's also called Nirodha Satya. That's called Nirodha Satya means the noble truth of leading to the cessation of suffering. Nirodha Satya. This Nirodha Satya, there are two types of Nirodha Satya, mundane and super mundane, Lokiya and Lokuttara. Lokiya means now when you discern the Paticca Samuppada. So in the fifth method or fourth method, you need to discern by this way, past, present, future. So for the first method, when you discern, it avijja is arise. Because of avijja, ignorance arise. Because of avijja, vijja pacha sankhara, formation arise. Because of formation arise, sankhara pacha vijnana, consciousness arise. By this way, if you already cannot discern this karma sign, destination sign, so the future also may not be arise. When you see by this way, Paticca Samuppada, Patiloma also you can discern. So that's this way is Lokiya. Lokiya means mundane Nirodha Satya. So we need to understand the Four Noble Truths, mundane and super mundane. In this stage, only you understand is mundane Nirodha Satya. Not exactly you not attain arhanships. So that's also need to discern in the dependent origination. These are, if you discern by this way, you may see your future be cut off with the arahata makeup.
Bhante, you mean mundane, meaning it is not an actual cut off, just an understanding, correct?
Yeah, that's a mundane. But although understanding, you understand it by a practical way. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. I think there's no more question, but Bhante, I asked a question. I'm just curious. Bhante said that we need to discern the external. Then we can practice the Paticca Samuppada, correct? So when you see the external image, like if the image of offering a Buddha, the recent past, right? So if it is external, but we will after that we will see the all the materiality and mentality of the past. So actually, is this in our mind stream, meaning in our heart, in our bhavanga? Is it actually inside us? And do you know what I mean?
So
the mentality and
these are mentality and material. Now, for example, if you already understand Nama Rūpa, okay. Yes. Now you are listening to Dhamma talk, okay, with the wholesome kusala object. Understand?
Yes.
Then with the wholesome kusala object, if you discern yourself, for example, firstly, you discern 6 to 42 part of the body materiality. After the mentality. So wholesome kusala is now 34 mental formation. That's at present. Okay. Yes. So now at the beginning of the Dhamma talk, when you understand Nama Rūpa, when you discern, and now you discern that's already recent past. Okay. So you need to go by this way. The past today, the past tomorrow, 1 day ago, 2 days ago. You need to continue by this way. So for example, the in beginning day, you may see and your object or like that. But object is not very important. Object means the body, image is not very important. Only you need to discern mentality, material. You need to go by this way, internally, externally, for yourself. Sometimes when you are young age, you may angry or like that. This object also may appear. That time you discern Nama Rūpa, you go through by this way. until the past. You still continue by this way, internally, externally, in your Bhuanga. Your Bhuanga mind too. Because in our Bhuanga mind too, this object is karma, and destination sign. In present also say, in past also say. Understand? To understand the cause and effect, the theology teach by this way, you need to go. And also asking, in present also can see this karma, and destination sign. You can see also, because if you understand Bhuanga, the object of Bhuanga is karma, and destination sign. But this Sunday also say, Bhuanga also say, these are related with your past life before that moment. The object is same, but it's Sunday in present Bhuanga, and also future before you are that moment. These all three objects are same, karma sign or destination sign. So you can understand, if you can discern the Bhuanga clearly, you may understand the object of this Bhuanga. The object of Bhuanga is karma sign and destination sign.
Only halfly understand, never mind. Hopefully one day we can practice to that stage. Yeah. Is there any other questions? If there's no question, Bhante, we will call it a day. Thank you very much, Bhante, for the teaching. So next week we have another session, Bhante.
Another session, the last session, huh?
Last session. Okay.
To be Nibbāna already, huh?
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much, Bhante.
In Buddha time, huh? The many Thera, they practice very intelligently. Their ideas like that. So they want to inform their achievement to the Buddha after Vasa. The whole Vasa, they have to stay in their individual monastery. After that, after Vasa finished, so they travel to meet the Buddha. At the time, they want to inform their achievement of the Buddha. Because of this, they practice very, very intelligently. So the whole Vasa. Now also we try the whole Vasa theory.
Yes, theory, yes, Bhante. So we reach the theory next week. Nibbāna.
Now this explanation for the beginning you may complicated, but you no need to worry. Although you understand a little bit, that's quite okay. You can read in this book also the explanation. You can read again and again. When you practice, you may understand more details. Because now for a long day to practice, only we explain 1 hour. So all the words you may not catch easily. Because of that, you no need to worry. You need to worry. When you practice day by day, we teach little by little only. Okay, now you already accumulated a lot of wholesome karma, dana, sila, bhavana. You can make the wishes that may this wholesome kusala marriage be the main cause to attain Nibbāna. You understand that? For conclusion, I will recite the Jaya Mangala Katha. After that, we do sharing merit. Jayando Bodhiya Mule Sajjana Nandi Vadano Eva Meva Jayo Du Jayasu Jaya Mangali Sajjana Sagiwe Memyodoi Nandi Vadano Sinalongo Shrim Byoze Tatayamyadi Bodhiya Bodhibe Mule Nida Quim Pyadi Abarajita Palentanai Jayando Manga Bago Aumyan Levi Nagedo Ewa Mewa Ewan Data Pamantayu Tuadu Edomaga Zedi Myodago the Kim Payashingo Jilenyonu Shiu Banja Tembreda Bonduro Bondo A Chayo Jade Ken Pizonya Jendi Odu Mocha Madwe Pibavi Jaya Mangale Peya Shankwa Aunye Shinga Mingavaja Edomaga Sidi Myodago the Ken Payashingo Jilenyonu Shiu Banja Tembreda Bonduro Gondo A Jaya Su Jaderago Nizindu Yui Kaunjo Pisi Omyan Naija Vaziko Nadi Sadhu 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 Sharing all of Yantani Edawada Cha Ambehi
Etawata cha amhehi
Sambandang Punya Sambandang
Sampatang Punya Sampatang
Sabbe Deva Anumodantu
Sape Dewa Anumodantu
Sabbe Buddha Anumodantu
Sape Buddha Anumodantu
Sabbe Saddha Anumodantu
Sape Satta Anumodantu
Sabba Sampatti Siddhiya
Sapa Sampati Siddhiya
Idhamme Nyatina Hotu
Idame Nyatinang Hotu
Sukhida Hontu Nyatayo
Sukita Hontu Nyatayo
Idhamme Nyatina Hotu
Idame Nyatinang Hotu
Sukhida Hontu Nyatayo
Sukita Hontu Nyatayo
Idhamme Nyatina Hotu
Idame Nyatinang Hotu
Sukhida Hontu Nyatayo
Sukita Hontu Nyatayo
Idhamme Punya
Idame Punyang
Asawakayang
Asawakaya
Mahang Hotu
Wahang Hotu
Idhamme Punya
Idame Punyang
Nibbāna Sa
Nibbāna Sa
Pachayo Hotu
Pachayo Hotu
Amma Punya Bhagang
Mama Punya Pagang
Sabba Sadhana
Sapa Satanang
Ajimi
Pachemi
Visabe
Desape
Visamang
Mesamang
Punya Bhagang
Punya Pagang
Labantu
Labantu Sa
Sadhu Sadhu
Sadhu
Sadhu
Sadhu